I'm Vinudhi Wahalathanthri, and I'm here with my 17th question set from the DBMS question series. So in this video, I'm going to explain y'all how to correctly create a normalized ER diagram for a given problem and how to create a relationship between the tables in the ER diagram we created. Okay, so let's see what are the questions we have to answer regarding this question set. So in my previous video, question set 16, we created a database called ExamMarkDB. So in that, we created some tables. So if I move on to our MySQL workbench, we created this database ExamMarksDB, and we created these tables: student, subject, exam term, and class. So now we have to add the relationships between those tables we created. So in this question set, we are going to answer a couple of questions regarding that database we created. And we are also going to add the relationships between those tables we created. So let's see what our first question is. What is the relationship between the student and subject table? Can this relationship be in a database? So if we move on to our MySQL workbench and we consider these two tables, the student and subject table. A student can have many subjects and subjects can have many students. So therefore, we can tell that we can add a many-to-many relationship. But does a many-to-many relationship exist in a database? The answer is no. A many-to-many relationship doesn't exist in a database. So simply, if I explain to y'all what a many-to-many relationship is, it's a combination of two one-to-many relationships creating a separate table. So, but we have an option over here in this ER diagram designing area to add a many-to-many relationship. So over here, our question is, can this relationship be in a database? No. So next question is, create a relationship between the student and subject table. So using this option we have over here, we can click these two tables and create this separate table called student has subject. So this is how we can add a many-to-many relationship. A student can have many subjects and subjects can have many students. Let's move on to our next question. Change the name of the table created above the student exam mark record. So now we have to rename this table we created as student exam mark record. So now let's rename it. So I'll double click on this and we'll edit it as student exam mark record. Okay, so let's see how it's viewed. Okay, so now it has been renamed. Let's move back to our next question. Create a relationship between the table student exam mark record and the term exam term. Okay, so over here we have to create a one-to-many relationship between these two tables. So if we consider the exam term, there are only 3 terms. So therefore we can add a one-to-many relationship for this. So now I can add the many side to the student exam mark record, and we can add the one side to our exam term. So likewise, we can add it. So this is how it will be viewed. So back to our next question. Our next question is, add a column. So this is not a question, this is an instruction. Add a column called mark to the student exam mark record table. Change the data type to double. So now this instruction here, they are telling us to create a column called mark in the student exam mark record table and change the data type to double. So let's begin to create this column. So double click on this and let's begin to edit it. So we'll create a separate column called mark and we'll change the data type to double. Okay, so over here we have the option double. Okay, so now this is how it will be viewed. Back to our next question. Create a relationship between the student and class table. So now we have to create the relationship between the student and class table. So over here, I'll take this table over here. So a class can have many students, but a student can only have one class. So therefore, we can add a one-to-many relationship for this. So I'll add the relationship like this. Like this. Sorry. So we can add this one-to-many relationship like this. So this is how it will be viewed. So that's it for this relationship adding part. So this is how it should be viewed. So I hope you all understood what I explained. So that's it for this question set. So now we have done adding all relationships for the tables. So I hope you all understood what I explained. So thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. So I'll be back with my question set 18. So until then, have a nice day and bye.